welcome to another interesting episode of Amazing Amazon on Captain TV, coming from the Lagos studio. And hope you enjoyed the last episode of the show. Yes, it's another time to have a conversation with another important Amazon. So today promises to be great and amazing as usual. So welcome on board. I am Tosin Adeyemi. The decision we make at every point in time is a reflection of what runs through our mind. So what runs through our mind will be actualized through our actions. Yes, what we do. There is nothing you do that you do not first conceive in your mind before doing. So how do you control your mind? What are the things that you conceive in your mind before doing them? So today I will be having a one-on-one discussion with the mindset fixer. Yeah, what she'll be telling us is how to handle others of the mind, how to control your mind. So join me on the interview segment. All right, welcome to the interview segment. Today I'll be speaking, I have my guest with me, yes, beside me here, and her name is Miss Tejumojesu Oluremi. She is a certified mindset, emotional intelligence coach, author, trainer, and self-esteem architect. She's popularly called the mindset fixer. So today we'll be having a discussion on the battles of the mind, let me put it that way, things that runs through your mind, what you feel about yourself, becoming a better version of you. So join me as I meet my guest. So nice to have you.
Thank you very much, Mom.
You are looking really beautiful.
Thank you very much. You don't look bad yourself.
Thank you so much. Your name is Tejumojesu Oluremi. You know, initially when I saw the name, I was like, Tejumojesu. The name sounds kind of not the regular kind of name we hear here, but I believe, is that the name that you were given when you were small?
Thank you very much. I hear that a whole lot. Yes, that was the name I was given from birth. My dad was an evangelist. And from the stories I heard from my mom, when they were expecting me, my dad had to wait on God that, okay, God, I need a name from you, a special name from you, not a name that is popular. And God gave him Tejumojesu, same with my elder brother, Seymour, and that was where the name came from. Even though when I started growing, I didn't like the name, especially when I gained admission to University of Ibadan. I wanted to change that name.
Why?
But now I've come to
Why did you want to change it then?
It sounded too spiritual, and I was
I don't want to be perceived as being spiritual.
Exactly. I just wanted to go to school, enjoy myself, although just be a good girl, but then not that, okay, just with the name, they know she's a pastor's daughter, or just with the name, okay, only the Christian sisters are coming to me, or the Christian brothers are coming to me. I just wanted to just be on the neutral ground. So I wanted to change my name to my second name, my middle name, which is Deborah. Okay. But then, during the registration at UID registration, I went to one building, they call it the Student Union building, and I met a certain woman who wanted to collect my my school receipt. Okay. And she asked me that, what is my name? I said, Tejumojesu. The name is on the receipt, obviously. And she was like, Tejumojesu. And she asked me in Yoruba that, then Tejumojesu, which means, are you truly fixing your gaze on Jesus? She said, this campus is filled with wolves and sheep. Please. She begged me as if I was her daughter. She said, Tejumojesu, fix your gaze on Jesus. And when I got home, I knelt down before my mom and I was like, thank you for giving me this name. I'm not changing this name. Because this woman met me for the first time. She doesn't even know me. And she was begging me, telling me this land is filled. That means that's the university. It's filled with wolves and sheep. I was awed and I was like, I'm sticking with this name anyway. So
and the name actually worked for you, at least throughout the school.
Throughout, and even till now, it's still working for me. If anybody has for my name, before I was always saying Teju or Debbie, but now I say Tejumojesu.
Now you're proud of the name.
I'm very proud of the name.
Because we've seen so many people that they give them names like this, and at some point they feel like changing the name, just like you felt some time ago. But I just feel like there's always a reason behind every name, and any name given to a child will have an impact on that child's life.
Right.
We've seen so many people that they've given good names, but they change it over time. And you see that name they change to not even having meaning. Like someone bearing maybe a good name, give me a good name now. Maybe someone bearing like Oluwapemi, not turn yourself to Pemi or Pemzi. You know, names that doesn't really really. I really like the fact that you understood the meaning of the name and it's actually working for you. So this is a message to everybody. If you know your parents gave you a good name, please just stick by it, because those names are powerful and they will actually work for one. Okay, let's talk about you. Let's know you better. You are popularly known as mindset fixer, like you fix mindset, people's mindset. Yeah. So can you tell us more about yourself, what people should know about you?
Okay, all right. Thank you for the question. My name is Tejumojesu Oluremi, and I'm popularly called the Mindset Fixer. And I actually have two names, Tenacious Tejumojesu and the Mindset Fixer. Tenacious Tejumojesu came that was 2017, during my service year. I went for a training on teenagers, and we were told to form a word from the first letter of our name. And mine was tenacious. That was because I noticed that anything I put my mind to, I'm so tenacious about it. I'm so dogged about achieving it. And even my goals, I'm tenacious about achieving it. That was where the name Tenacious came from. Then for the Mindset Fixer, over the years, I discovered that I love seeing the best from people. I love personal development a whole lot, and I noticed that I don't just want me to grow. I want people around me to grow, so to say. And I noticed that growth starts from the mind. So I went to do some research, and I was like, okay, I can become certified in this mindset thing. So I registered for an institution, that's Transformation Academy. It's an academy out of the country, but I did it online, and I became certified. And during the course of the years, I was just trusting God for a name, because I needed to niche down, and I needed a name that would distinguish me from other people in that same industry. And in the place of prayer one day, the name The Mindset Fixer came, and that was because I help people overcome limiting beliefs about themselves. I help them see the good in themselves, even when other people are not believing them. I help them see the good in themselves. And also, you know, it's made so much sense that, I fix their minds, I fix their needs, I help them to I also teach them how to monetize their passions, their skills, and their talents. And it's been going on well. Let me just say that few.
Okay, you know, the mind is a place where, let me call it like a village, where lots of things go on. Like whatever anyone does right now, it starts from the mind. Any decision you make right now, it starts from, you must have made up your mind before taking an action.
True.
So, and the mind, as in, there are so many battles that goes on in the mind. There'll be some times where you feel like, oh no, this is what I want to do. You've made up your mind, but later you change your mind again. Why did you change your mind? I just changed my mind. Why? Now your mind is telling you do this, and in the next thing your mind is telling you do that. So why did you focus on the mindset area, like you fixing mindset of people? Why do you think the mind is so crucial?
All right, thank you. I noticed over time, okay, I'm a type of person that I love surrounding myself with successful people, and I ask questions. I'm very inquisitive. I ask questions. How did you get here? I don't want to know your I don't want to know, should I say, how it feels to be in that place, but I want to see how the journey, how you got to that place where you are, and how you are retaining that place. So I ask a whole lot of questions. I don't mind taking the person on a date, either male or female, to just ask questions and, you know, perhaps build relationship with it. And over time, I concluded, based on their responses, different people, that everything a man is a result of the actions going on in the mind, and whatsoever you become right now is because of what you have filled your mind with, either good or bad. So I sat down one day and I was like, wow, if a person's outcome is based on the mind, then that means there is something special about this mind. There is something to study. There is a gap that can be filled in this mind. I decided to just, stay there, niche there. And over the years, during my consultations, my coaching with people, I've been able to discover interesting things. And most times when we are visiting the roots during a consultation session, when we are visiting the roots, everything ends in the mind. Yeah. So that was why I just said, okay, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to unravel the mysteries going on in this beautiful thing called the mind, and the journey has been good so far.
Okay, so at what point did you make that final decision that this is what you are going to settle for? And what did you study in school, if I may ask?
I studied communication and language arts for my first degree.
Okay.
And my second degree, my master's, communication and language arts. In other schools, it's called mass communication. Okay. But in UI, that's University of Ibadan, it's called communication and language arts.
Okay, so at what point did you come to the decision that, okay, this is what I'm going to settle for?
That was 2020, during the lockdown.
And what led to it?
Well, what led to it? I had a particular auntie that was always giving me words. How do I put it? She was like a can-do under my bum. That's okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do. And she was always saying, Debbie, she calls me Debbie. Debbie, make sure you focus, let your mind be this, let your mind be that. And all of the discussion, I've just been leading to mind. And I'm like, okay, this that she's saying, she's always, okay, she introduces me to her successful friends also. And I'm like, most times they are always mentioning mind. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I think I would want to know what it is about this mind. These successful people, they all say, okay, success rises and falls on the mind. What is it about this mind? I decided to just stay there, and that was 2020 when I knew that, oh, this is what I want. I can't be a finance coach, I can't be a relationship coach, I want to be a mindset coach, and I went all out for it. I think I bought that course with my last savings, and I've never regretted doing that. And it is one of the best decisions I've made so far, should I say, in my life. It's one of my best decisions.
Okay, so ever since, how has the turnout been so far? Like, people, how do you meet people? How do you try to give them counsels, the best counsels for them? How do you reach out to people, or how do they reach you rather?
Okay, thank you very much. 2020, I started online. I started with my WhatsApp.
That was during the lockdown.
During the lockdown.
A lot of things happened during the lockdown.
I'm telling you, both good and bad.
Yes. So many people discovered their selves, their potential, their skills. Exactly. Some started a new job, like, oh, this is an opportunity.
Exactly, true. So 2020, I started with WhatsApp because I had a large network, a large community on WhatsApp. So I started with WhatsApp, having WhatsApp seminars, and I have discovered over time that what you do for free, someday you do for a fee. So I started out with having free seminars.
I take that again. What you do for free,
someday you do for a fee.
All right.
2020, I was having back-to-back seminars, back-to-back webinars. I started out all alone. Then after, I started inviting facilitators. I would share the vision with them, would have maybe a week webinar, and that's where Mindset Revamp started from. That's one of my, should I say, signature webinars, Mindset Revamp. And we had different editions that 2020, and from there referrals came, both international and local, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Some people reach out on Instagram, some reach out on Facebook, some reach out through friends on WhatsApp, and I'm always invited, oh thanks to God, not me, but then I'm always invited to speak on different platforms, either online or offline. And after the speaking engagement, most people enter into my DM, and after every speaking engagement, what I say is that my DM is so slippery, you can slide into it. There's no formality, just slide into it, and people come, you hear stories, and you're like, wow, thank God I answered this, thank God I yielded to this, because I don't know what would have happened to this person if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing now. So I reach out to people through my online space, and maybe when I'm among friends or I'm in a new environment, when I'm starting a conversation with someone, I tell the person about myself, about what I do, and from there the person refers me to friends and it's been amazing.
Okay, so aside this, what else do you do? Do you do any other thing?
Okay, I have a 9 to 5, but I don't really like talking about 9 to 5 because
Okay, this is just a side also.
The 9 to 5 is a side also.
Or this?
But this is me.
Okay.
Like my mindset fixing, my coaching is me. It is what I find fulfillment doing. It is what I find happiness doing, because, you know, assuming there was no result, I might have been discouraged. But then there have been results, and this is just me. My 9 to 5 is not who I am.
And someday you might actually quit.
Exactly.
9 to 5.
Exactly. So this is just me, and this is what I find fulfillment in. It started with a passion, and now it is I'm finding fulfillment in that passion. I'm gaining impact, income, and influence in that passion. So it's been amazing all the way.
You know what I really love about what you do is you're actually making an impact, you're adding value. And I think that is what should be the priority right now. Whatever thing you are doing, if you're not adding value, you're not making an impact, then you don't need to do it. So what you are doing now, you are adding value to people, you're making impact. So that's why I'm saying that you might be stopping your 9 to 5 events because
hopefully.
So it's because you said something that what you do for free, someday you do for a fee. I would say doing for a fee now.
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Now we're going. Okay, now let's before we move further, I know you must have met a lot of people during your counsel, your conversation with people, fixing their mindset now. Now, what do you think is the major issue people have when it comes to mindset? I know you must have had conversations with a lot of people. So out of the people you have counseled, you've spoken to, you've interacted with, what do you think is the major issue about mindset of people generally?
Wow, that's very deep. But then inferiority complex, feeling of wanting to be among, and limiting beliefs are the 3 factors I've discovered over time. Inferiority complex, you don't see yourself doing don't see yourself doing what others are doing, and you begin to the self-esteem begins to dwindle. It might be subconscious, but then the mind doesn't know what is called to joke. The way you feel, it gets interpreted in the subconscious, and you begin to act it out. Now, when you begin to see people around you doing big things, and you're like, oh, I'm just here in my cubicle, I'm just here. Inferiority complex starts to set in, and whether you like it or not, you begin to act out that vibe, and you begin to fall into depression, you begin to fall into imposter syndrome, you begin to see others as better than you, even when you are more experienced or more exposed than them. You begin to see them as being better than you. Inferiority complex is not a good place to be in, really. It's not a good, I've been there, and it's not a good place to be in.
Share with us, how did you overcome it?
Whoa.
A lot of people have been there, and some people are still there now, still struggling with it. So how did you overcome yours? Okay,
I would share, because it happened in different phases of my life. The first phase it happened was when I was an undergraduate. I shared this in my first book, You Are Enough. So I felt like the fattest person in the class, even though there were fatter people than me in the class. So that affected my interpersonal relationships. And even when the lecturer asks questions in class, I don't answer, even though I know the answers. And it affected me even in group meetings when everybody are giving their answers, their opinions. You would see me all sweaty, and people would be like, Teju, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm fine. I'm not just feeling too good, even though I'm very fine. I just want to go to my room and just go and lie down. It affected me till 300 level when I just couldn't take it anymore. I went to a senior colleague of mine in the reading room. She gave me a phone to listen to a particular spoken word. And also she showed me a part of the scripture, that's 1 Peter 2 verse 9. That was where it all started from. That was where the breakthrough started from. And I started seeing myself like, oh God, I was talking and giving, should I say, opinions in group meetings. Even during my master's, I ask my lecturers questions, I answer questions in class. I want to be the team lead, and I just want to be in the spotlight and all. inferiority complex is really not a good place to be, because at that time I was crying, I was weeping inside, even though I was smiling outside, but then I was weeping inside because I saw everybody as better than me. Then just very recently, like last year, a particular family member of mine was saying some things that wasn't so great, and that was where I knew that words are seeds, and unconsciously or consciously they grow.
Yes,
they grow.
Yeah.
She planted a seed in my heart, and I started seeing myself as very low. I started seeing my friends as there and me just here, and there's nothing I can do to just meet them at that ladder hop there. But then I overcame it. I spoke with my mentor. There's something about speaking out, because anything you hide can't be solved. But when you speak out to someone trusted, not every, because some people you open up to might judge you, or you might just come to WhatsApp status and you see what you shared with them and you're like, oh my God.
You know, it becomes worse when you're dealing with inferiority complex and you are in the midst of people who are even adding fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
And like you feel like, oh, that means I'm right about myself.
Seriously, and it can lead to depression, and depression will now lead to suicide.
Yeah.
So find someone trusted to open up to, someone you can trust, in no judgment zone. Open up to the person. And if you want to cry, I tell people, please cry. There's no joy in forming ad boy. You will just be
cry, let it out.
Let it out.
Then you'll be lying.
Cry. Exactly. Cry, let it out. Just very recently, I was telling my friend this morning that just very recently, like maybe on Monday, there was something I faced that I had to cry. I had to move from that self-denial, because I was doing ad girl for like a month, and I was just holding it. But on Monday, just this going Monday, I had to just open up and just cry. And my friend was just listening to me on the phone, and she was just saying, just cry, continue crying. So we need to get to that point where we see tears as not as a sign of weakness, rather as a sign of strength, because it empowers you. It makes you feel light, and then you feel stronger. You are able to see and you are able to think. So when someone is at that inferiority complex, please open up. Don't be shy. Open up to someone trusted. Then I mentioned
inferiority complex and imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, thank you. That's feeling like all your success is a lie, really. And the mind has a way of playing games. It has a way of playing games. You have so much achievements, but then the mind is saying, oh, what have you achieved? What have you? And if you give into that thought, you go back to depression. You go back to, oh. And sometimes you might be doing great things. You might be a visionary. You might be a visionary man or a visionary woman, but then some of the people in your circle are doing way bigger than what you are doing. But then, because your mind just keeps telling you that, oh, you've not done anything, you now believe it. That really is not a good place to be in. What to do at that time is to be grateful for where you are, for what you've done, and to also look at the vision and continue with it. Oh, your circle might be impacting 1 million people at a time, and you are just impacting 10 people at a time. Be grateful for that. And do it excellently. There's something about excellence. It brings you out of the crowd. Be excellent about it and just go on with the vision. So imposter syndrome is really not a good place to be in. To overcome that, you also speak out.
And
then
speak
also
to someone.
Exactly, speak to someone, and also see that be grateful for where you are, because that place where you are, someone else wants to be
there
at that particular place. So be grateful for where you are on the road to where you are going to.
All right, thank you so much. When we need to go for a break now, then when we come back, we'll talk about knowing the right person to speak to, because I think that is another thing, because so many people have a lot on their mind, a lot they are dealing with, but do not know the right person to talk to. All right, viewers, stay with us. We'll be back after this time out to talk more. Glad to have you back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Yes, before the break, you were talking about speaking out, talking to someone about what you're going through, those dealing with inferiority complex. Now, another question is knowing the right person to speak to.
Thank you very much. not everybody is able to handle what you are going through.
Exactly.
So before you open up, you need to have observed over time this person. Are you sure this person you're opening up to won't go and open up to someone
else? Exactly.
Are you sure this person won't stylishly package what you are going through and put it as another Facebook post or another Instagram caption? Are you sure when this person is preaching, or when this person is with friends, or when this person is in an interview, the person won't bring up your matter? You observe this person, and if there's something that I tell all my clients is to be prayerful when picking someone to open up to, because most people will tell you can trust me with your issue, just tell me. Don't
not knowing that some people just want to hear it.
They just want to hear it without any solution to profile. They just want to hear it, and then they start looking at you from that perspective. They just want to hear it and, you know, construct something for their next Facebook post. So you have to be very careful. You need to have observed the person you want to open up to before you open up to this person. You might tell this person maybe something not so big, maybe something just minute. See how the person handles it. Or after seeing that, tell the person something else again, maybe something greater than the first one, and see how the person handles it. If the person handles it in a matured way, if this person handles it in a wise way, then you know that, oh, this person is someone I can open up to. But if the person mishandles it, please run. Please run. And when you need someone to open up to, the person might not even necessarily be someone within your age range. It might be someone more experienced, someone older, that would be able to handle these issues in a matured way, that would be able to help you see the best in you, not someone that would judge you or someone that would condemn you, but someone who is like a mother or a father who would help you see that, oh, it is part of life. You would get through this. It is a phase. You would definitely get through this.
Yes, just as we have mature minds, we also have immature minds.
Exactly, and
it's
not
well.
a matter of age.
It's not a matter of age.
At all.
Okay, let's talk about one other issue that I know that is really common, is rejection. You know, when someone puts so much effort in doing a particular thing or project, and at the end of the day, you are being rejected. So many people, from there, leads to depression. So how do you handle rejection, and how do you overcome it? And what are you supposed to do?
Thank you for that. I'm laughing because it's something I've been through. You know, imagine applying for 20 jobs and getting, oh, we are sorry.
We'll get back to you. That phrase is so common. We'll get back to you.
And they never get
They will never get back to
you.
you.
Follow up. And you know, imagine getting that for 5 days in a week on a row. You
get discouraged.
We are sorry. And sometimes I'm like, I just check my mail and another we are sorry email. That thing can be very painful. It can be very heartbreaking. Rejection happens. To overcome it, you need to know that even if you've gotten a no, a particular yes that will turn things around is on the way, even though you don't know when it will come. But then it is up to you to continue, not to give up, but to be consistent. Because if you stop, you won't get that yes, and you don't know when that yes is going to come.
So you need to keep pushing.
You need to keep pushing. Rejection might be painful. At that point, if you need to maybe sit down, re-strategize, and look at what is not working or what you did that you shouldn't have done, maybe a phrase you wrote in the email which you shouldn't have written, just review the process, learn from your mistake, and reapply, and do that same thing in a different way. Surely you will get a different result. Just don't give up. Be consistent. Continue. People might not believe in you, definitely. The mind of people is that when they start seeing results, that's when they start believing in you. But when they are not seeing any result, they don't believe in you. So just continue, be consistent. Be consistent. Consistency is key. Just continue, and definitely that yes you seek is definitely going to come.
Yeah, you know, as you're just talking, there's so many questions just pop in my head right now. First is, you see someone doing something better, and you personally, you see yourself as, "Ah, I feel I'm better than this person. Why is this person now like making the way, paving way, like climbing the ladder so fast, and you are like still where you are, and looking at the person, you are like better than the person, and you are not getting that opportunity." So we've seen people in these shoes. So people like that, what do you think they need to do? Like, you know that what this person is doing, you can do better, but these people are getting the opportunity and you are not getting it.
Thank you very much. I would share a particular secret I use, which has really helped me over time. When I notice someone doing better or having the results I want, I move close to the person. Not because I want, not with the mindset of getting from that person, but with the mindset of delivering value to that person. How? I might, if the person has an organization, I would definitely volunteer. Oh my, I love volunteering. I volunteer. With that, I'm able to get some blueprints, some roadmaps that has helped these people. Because definitely we'll be having team meetings. And
of course,
in the team meetings, this person will be giving some nuggets, will be giving some punchlines, and I get my journal and I write. Because in the in the punchlines are secrets embedded, only the wise can decode it. So you write it in the journal and definitely form a relationship with the person. And when during the relationship process, you are not going with the mindset or on a mission of just sucking from the person. No, you add value to the person. You ask questions too. You ask questions. You might even share your experience that, I really love what you are doing and I would love to do something like this. How did you start? What were the challenges you faced? Ask questions, dig deeper. Don't just stay on the surface, because if you stay on the surface, you get the surface result. But when you dig deeper, oh my God,
you get the mystery.
That's what I do actually.
But there's a point where there's some places, instances whereby you try to get closer to the person and the person try to like move farther away from you. So at that point, what would you do? You rather stay?
No, there is someone that is close to that person, right? If that person is drawing back or you don't have access to that person,
To the person.
there is definitely someone maybe next in line to that person that you can draw from. Why? Because this next in line person has been drawing from this person. The person has been pouring into him or her over time. You can move close to that person. And if that's not possible, observation is key. Observation does it. Just observe. How does this person handle situations? How does this person get grant? Just observation really solves the puzzle.
All right. You made mention of something earlier. You said when you were giving response to rejection that you need to keep pushing. But there's a popular saying, general saying, that when you keep knocking a door and it doesn't open, the door is not for you. So you just need to move to the next door. And on the other hand, they'll tell you that keep pushing. Don't worry, you get your result. That particular door keep knocking. So we are in between. How can we balance both? You are knocking a door. You are making efforts to achieve something, and that thing is not forthcoming. Do you need to just like decide and say, this thing is not for me, or you need to keep pushing? So how would you know the right decision to make at that point?
Wow, thank you for that. So the first one, that if you keep knocking and the door is not opening, the door is not for you, has formed a mindset ceiling on most of us. I call it mindset ceiling. It's the limitation. Like, you keep knocking and the door is not opening, that means the door is not for you. What if I have to break the door to open? What if I have to pass under the door? What if I have to just, the door is not opening, maybe this isn't the key, or maybe the key is rusted, or maybe I need to do something, maybe I need to get help to open the door. Because these quotes, or should I say this saying, has formed like a mindset ceiling in our mind. So we are just like, whatever will be, will be. But what if you just have to just keep on pushing? Just be consistent in what you are doing. Even if you are not seeing the results yet, just be consistent in what you are doing. So it is up to the person to have a mindset change. Do I want to stop this? If you really do not want that thing, then you might stop. But if it is something you want to get, if it is something you really need to get, like maybe getting admission in a particular university, and you're like, oh, I've written JAMB 50 times and I'm not getting the result. Let me just go and do something with my life. And you know that you want to get educated because you know that you are a voice in your generation. You will definitely keep writing that JAMB, even if JAMB keeps jamming you. You keep on writing till you might not learn from your mistakes. Or maybe you didn't register in a JAMB lesson before. You might not register in a JAMB lesson later, or you might get like-minded people. Just try the same thing in a different way. And if it doesn't work, then it's up to you to maybe stop or continue.
Okay. All right, let me ask another question. And so many people find it hard to say no. Like to say no, like refusing an offer, because some people just find it natural. I've been in that shoes before. I don't know how to say no to people. Like when you tell me, even if it's convenient or not convenient for me, I'll tell you yes. So people do not, I find it very hard to say the word no, to tell people no. So don't you think this is something that it's causing problem to some people? And how can you overcome such, or what causes it, if I may ask?
I've been there. I don't like saying no to people so that I won't hurt the person's feelings.
Yes.
Even if I'm hurting my feelings, or even
you don't mind hurting your feelings, but just to
say yes, or so that the person can like me, or the person can
be happy with you.
Be happy with me. Let me just say yes, even if I'm hurt and all. You need to know. You need to be firm and polite. You need to get to that point. At least talking from experience, I got to that point where I became firm but yet polite. But I would say direct no. Rather than saying no, I'm like, oh, okay, can we rather reschedule, or can we rather do it this way? Or I might not be able to do it at this particular time. Can we do it later? You are still saying no, but you are saying it in a different way, right? You are saying it in a different way. The fear of hurting other people's feelings is what makes us just say yes, even to things we are not supposed to say yes
to.
And it is hurting us. So there are some that you would even say yes to, and you will not keep complaining. And people will be like, you are the one that said yes, nobody forced you. Why do you complain? So you need to know, oh, do I really want to say yes or no to this person? Then if you want to say yes, if you want to say no, you find ways of saying it in a firm way, but in a polite way. And make sure your no is no. Not that someone will try to convince you and you're saying, okay, let me sure do it. No, you have to be firm with your decision, own your decision, and go after your decision. So you need to be firm but yet polite. Okay.
Because I would say that no it was a big issue for me. Like you not wanting to hurt other people's feelings. But what I actually did during my was that I just summed up the courage, like, oh no, I'll say no. I tried it once, like I just said no to that person. I just said, all right, no problem, it's fine. It sounds like, hey, yeah, I did it. If I can do it, yeah, I can do it again. So I think it has to do with mind too.
True.
Mind. Okay, now becoming a better version of yourself. What are those things you need to look out for? What are those things you need to put in place? What are those things you need to do without and do also to be a better version of who you are? My name is Tosin, to be a better version of you.
All right. So permit me to read a quote from my book. And it's a popular quote from this, if you've seen this movie, Aquila and the Spelling Bee, I think. She gave a quote which I read daily because it helps me. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. This is a very big quote.
Yeah.
Now, in becoming the best of you, you need to first be self-aware. You need to be aware of yourself. Who am I? You need to know who you are. That way, you can be able to get to an exponential version of yourself. Oh, you have an idea, you want to do something, multiply it by 1 million. That's what I tell my clients. You have an idea, you want to become a better person of yourself. Oh, if you multiply that strategy of how you want to become a better person of yourself, if you multiply it by 1 million, how would it become?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, wow. And you know, when you want to become the best version of yourself, you are becoming the best version of yourself for yourself, not to compete with people. Because the only competition you have is you. Not, oh, I'm going to show them that I have arrived. I'm going to show them that I can do this. I'm going to show them that I can do that. No, you are in no competition with nobody but yourself, the woman and the man in the mirror, right? So to become the best version of yourself, to become the best of you, you need to be intentional. You need to be intentional about what you want. Oh, okay, what area do you want to become the best version of? Is it your finances? Is it your career? Is it your communication? Is it your friendships? Is it in whatever? Know what you want to become the best version of. And what are the things you need to do? Who are the people you need to surround yourself with to be able to become that best version of yourself? And you need to know some bad habits, or should I say bad mindset myth that has become a belief system in you over time. For example, if you want to become the best version of yourself in your finances, and you still hold this mindset that money doesn't grow on trees, that is really, 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 you need to be sure that, oh, I want to become a best version of myself in finances. I need to work from a place of abundance. That, oh, I may not have now, but I live in abundance. I am never stranded. I live in abundance. I might not have in my bank account yet, but I live in abundance. I'm not operating from a place of scarcity. I'm operating from a place of abundance. And the thing is that the mind knows what you are thinking about.
Yeah, sorry to cut you short. You said something that, okay, becoming the best version of yourself, you need to surround yourself, like being in the right circle. Oh, yeah. Now, looking at someone who wants to become, for instance, wants to be an accountant, and you know what you want to become. You want to be an accountant, chartered accountant, right? And you need to surround yourself with people that works in that line. But situation of the country will make you find yourself working in another sector entirely.
True.
So at that point, you know you are not what you want to be, but the situation of the country brought you there. It's not by your passion, but by choice. Why will I put it ahead? So now in that situation, you know that if I am in this circle, if I'm in this organization, if I'm in this company, I will achieve my purpose. My purpose will be achieved. But because of the situation of the country, you couldn't get opportunities like that. You find yourself in another sector, and you see yourself like you are not living your dreams. So at that point, where you are powerless. There's nothing you can do. You are helpless.
True.
So what would you do?
Don't forget your dream. Don't forget your dream. You might not be living out that dream now, but don't forget it. And thank God the online space has made this world a global village.
Yeah.
Even if you can't gain access to them offline, you can just surround yourself. Be in a there are different Facebook groups for different things. You can be in a Facebook group for maybe people who want to write ICANN, people who are chartered accountants. You can be in communities online. But then don't forget that dream, because if you forget that dream, that person will be the one regretting it at the last point of life, and the person won't live a fulfilled life. So just continue. Yes, you might be in another sector. Learn that sector, enjoy that season, enjoy that sector, find fulfillment in that sector. But don't forget your dream, because that dream is definitely what would give you a voice. That dream is definitely what would help you to scale up the ladder. So even as you are in that sector, you can still continue applying for opportunities in that line of your dream. don't stop applying, and don't forget that dream. Don't forget that dream, because if you forget it, it is you. Everything is on you. Don't forget that dream. Look for people. Change your network. Oh, if it's that you need to change maybe your environment or your church to be able to get
Or your circle of friends
or your
also.
circle of friends to be able to get access to these learned people, please do so. Do so without any apology. Do so without any permission. You don't need to come to your WhatsApp status and say, I'm changing my circle of friends. I'm changing.
You don't need to.
announce that.
Some people are like that. Every step, every decision they make, they put it on social media.
Seriously.
Which I feel is wrong.
Very wrong. You don't need to tell me that you want to change your circle of friends. If you change it, it's for your good. If you don't change it, it's for your good. You don't need to just change it and enjoy yourself. So change your circle of friends and change your mindset too. But don't forget that dream. That dream is like the it's like the needle holding the thread. It's like the needle holding everything. Don't forget that dream. If possible, write it in your journal or paste it somewhere on the wall where you can see it every day. Don't forget that dream, because one day it's going to get actualized.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for opening our eyes and for revealing the secrets of the mind. All right, before we go, what will be your parting shot? What is that thing you like, that message you like to pass across to everyone regarding mindset?
Thank you very much. Wow, what I would say is everybody's definition of success is not your own definition of success. Everybody's expectation of success for you is not your own definition. Own your own definition, because if you live life waiting for the applause of men, you may never get it. I'm talking from a place of experience now. You may never get the applause of men, even from your family members, even from people who are very close to you. You may never get the applause. They might not even see the good in you. But stay consistent in what you are doing and have your own definition of success. So something happened very recently. One of my aunts asked me my definition of success, and I was saying it and she cut me short and she gave me her own definition of success. For that night, I called her and I told her that her own definition of success is not my definition of success, and I don't think I can live up to the picture that she's painting of. I would rather live my life and improve myself. Not that what she's saying is just own your own definition of success. Improve on yourself on a daily basis. Renew your mind daily. Renew your mind on a daily basis. Read books, listen to TED Talks. Instead of just, I'm not saying you don't watch skits on Instagram and everything, but widen your mind horizon such that when people are talking, you yourself will be able to contribute and you'll be able to give reasonable suggestions. So just own your definition of success, improve on yourself daily, and trust me, the sky won't be your stepping stone. It's just won't be your last point. I mean, it will be a stepping stone to higher realms. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed every bit of our conversation. All right, viewer, thank you so much for staying with us, and hope you've learned one or two things from the Mindset Fixer, talking about the battles, the orders of the mind, what goes on the mind, your decision, everything you do has a lot to do about your mindset. So thank you so much for staying with us. We'll go on a short break, take the quotes for today. Thereafter, we wrap up the show. Stay with us. Yes, that was a great conversation with the Mindset Fixer. A lot of issues, yes, that we discussed, and hope you have learned one or two things and how to control your mind and the things that you conceive in your mind as well. Yes, whatever decision you want to make starts from the mind. So make sure you have a positive mindset to whatsoever you want to achieve in life. So this is the much you can take for today's episode of Amazing Amazon. So till I come your way again next weekend, I remain your host, Tosin Adeyemi. Bye for now.